Do you know what's worse than this?
Nintendo Switch Online.
Since its release, it is pretty much the most hated part of Nintendo, besides them stopping people from hosting charity tournaments using Nintendo games. The first time I heard about Nintendo Switch Online, my thoughts were,
Fuck you, Nintendo.
why are you making me pay for something now, when it was free when I initially got my Switch? Paying for an online subscription is nothing new. Companies such as Sony and Microsoft have charged for online gaming for ages, while Nintendo remained free with their consoles such as the 3DS and Wii U. For me personally, it was one of the things that separated them from the competitors and made them different. Sure, the online was not always the best, but you tolerated it because
It's free!
I've spent countless hours
75. It's 75 hours.
playing Splatoon 2 on my Switch and enjoyed every moment of splatting ink everywhere. But apart from that, I don't really have other games that I want to play online with friends or family. There are one or two occasional games, but my best friends play PC and PlayStation. I'm left to play with strangers anyway when I do, so I'm not huge into playing online only games. This makes it a frustration when my friends ask me to jump into a Minecraft game, and I first need to purchase a subscription if I want to play on my Switch. But then, if free online gaming is so great and such a big deal, why didn't people buy the Wii U?
Because it was bad.
Even in 2022, I can still go onto my 3DS and play Animal Crossing New Leaf with my family online for free. It makes the 3DS my family's console of choice. Not only is it more affordable, and the games are getting dirt cheap secondhand, we don't have to worry about subscriptions in order to play together online every few months. So, why did Nintendo have to force this paid membership onto its customers and piss them off so much? Why can't we just keep having it for free?
Because it's industry standard.
To be fair, even though I did not do my research properly before buying my Switch, Nintendo did state in a press release that the Switch would require some sort of online subscription in the future before they launched the Switch, so it's not like they tricked us or anything. The Nintendo Switch released in March 2017, with the online multiplayer initially being free of charge. After a period of joy that lasted for more than a year, Nintendo officially flipped the Switch on their online subscription service on September 18, 2018, with an average annual price of $20.
Why?
Well, not to worry, since we are paying for it now, they will surely bring it onto par with the Xbox and PlayStation in terms of online capabilities and support. Games will also get dedicated servers now. When it was free, Nintendo's online multiplayer was tolerable because it's free. But now that you have to start spending your hard-earned dollars on it, you have to start looking at the overall quality of Nintendo's online infrastructure. And
It's not that good.
nothing changed after they flipped the pay switch. Games that were bad online before you paid were still bad after the subscription service launched. Mario Maker 2 still had terrible online multiplayer and essentially loses its charm now that you have to pay to play levels other people made. The whole thing left a bad taste in my mouth. Their online infrastructure was bad, and instead of using dedicated servers for games, Nintendo uses a peer-to-peer online structure where people connect to each other's consoles to play their games online together. If one person has a bad connection, everyone suffers. This makes certain games almost unplayable online. People have even gone as far as to throttle their internet connection in order to gain advantages and cheat in games. This inferior connection makes it feel like $20 a year for online play might be a bit steep. But don't worry, maybe these special features will soften the blow. Cloud saves! Wow! Cloud saves allow you to back up your games, save files to an online server, allowing you to transfer them to another console or recover your save files in case of console corruption.
Can't I just back up my save files to a flash drive or a computer?
No! Unlike most other consoles, such as the 3DS and PlayStation 3, this is the only way to back up your precious save files, and it's locked behind a paywall. Well, you can transfer your save files between two switches, if you have two of them, but if you only have one, you don't have a way of making backups. If I do get the service, at least I could cloud backup my important save files, like my Splatoon 2 profile or my Pokemon profile. Wrong! Cloud saves are not supported for some games, which usually have a big aspect that includes online functionality, like leaderboards. This is done in order to prevent cheating, so your precious Pokemon and Splatoon 2 profiles are locked on a system, and if that system goes poof, so does your countless hours of gameplay. I understand trying to prevent cheating, but other companies have managed to implement the possibility without compromising their games. Now that we pay for this feature, shouldn't Nintendo do some research and implement the same systems? The best part of it all is that if you're not subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online for 6 months, your cloud saves get deleted. Well, if you're not sold on liking the idea of a subscription, how about online communication features? The ability to chat to your friends or family using your Switch. Well, now you can't. There is no native support for voice chat on the Switch, unless you play certain games like Fortnite. No, you have to use the Nintendo Switch Online app on your smartphone to do that. Both you and your friend need an online subscription, and the app, and connect to the game on your Switches in order to use the voice chat in the app. At this point, I just use Discord for free. You can use services in the app that are specific to Animal Crossing's New Horizons, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Splatoon 2 to interact with the games, check stats and buy items. And beyond this, there is nothing to this app. Even these features aren't necessary, as most of the features it offers can already be done on YouTube or in the game. I don't really understand the purpose of this app. It just feels like half an idea that was added to fill a gap instead of serving a proper purpose. There is no way to send messages to friends outside of chat, to invite them to specific games or anything beyond these features. Maybe giving the option to see what is available in the eShop might have made this app worth it. Apart from the fact that you can play online with other people, back up some game saves to the cloud, and use Discord, you also get a huge selection of NES and SNES games with your basic Nintendo Switch Online subscription, and the games are emulated perfectly. There is a good selection of games on the service that will keep you entertained for hours on end, including classic titles such as The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., Punch-Out!, River City Ransom, and Kirby's Adventure on the NES, and Super Metroid, the Donkey Kong Country series, Super Mario All-Stars, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Mario Kart, Star Fox, and F-Zero on SNES. Although dated, these games are still amazing Nintendo exclusive experiences. The collection of games started off small, but as time went on, Nintendo released more and more games on the service, which made some fans really excited for the future of it. But after most of the good games were released, we started getting drips and drabs of the dumbest NES and SNES library, while the good games that fans actually wanted to play, such as Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon and The Blade, ended up getting released as a standalone game for purchase, instead of part of the subscription. One exception to this is the game Nintendo doesn't want you to play, Earthbound. You're never playing that game unless you get a new 3DS or new 2DS console. Or you also gain the ability to play these old school games online with a friend, making games such as Super Mario Bros. A blast to play in 2-player mode. It is a welcome addition along with other added features, but you don't really own any of these games. Once your subscription ends, you can't play them, leaving a bleak outlook once the support for Nintendo Switch Online ends. Luckily you can already purchase some of these classics, but support for this subscription hurt the release of these games and other virtual console games as standalone titles to add to your collection. But don't worry, if the NES and SNES selection of games aren't your cup of tea, you can pay a lot more to also gain access to some DLC, N64 games, and Sega Genesis games, because nothing screams Nintendo louder than Sega games. To add a little more oomph to the situation, most games that are actually good on Sega Genesis have already been released as part of multiple Sega collections, already available for purchase on the Switch. These titles can seem underwhelming, as you can already play most of them elsewhere with better emulation. Well then, at least the Nintendo 64 games must be brilliantly emulated, I mean, it is Nintendo that emulated it themselves, so it must be flawless. The N64 emulation is outright terrible, from stuttering to bad water textures to missing fog in games where it matters, such as The Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time. The best point behind the online subscription is essentially the extra games, and they don't even work as they should. Nintendo is selling a mediocre product and expects its fans to love it, which is why the Nintendo Switch Online videos probably receive so much love from fans. Although the Nintendo Switch Online subscription has hurt a lot of games on the Switch and hurt the brand to an extent, sales have been strong with both the console and subscription base, and the online subscription base has grown to 32 million subscribers by September 2021. Nintendo Switch brings amazing gaming experiences to their player base, but with a mediocre subscription platform like this, Splatoon 2 is now just gathering dust on a shelf. So if you're not convinced yet, how about exclusive special offers? This gives you the opportunity to buy more stuff that Nintendo profits from, like gaming controllers.
Wow.
You sometimes get a week-long game trial on the service, which is how I played Pokken Tournament DX for the first time, which is nice. But these trials are few and far between, and once the week is over, you need to either buy the game or delete it. And then you get game-specific items, such as points for Kirby, this carpet for Animal Crossing New Horizons, this nice shirt in Splatoon 2 that says you paid for an online subscription, just like everyone else playing online. I've come to view the online subscription as something I use during the holiday season, but the rest of the year, I don't feel as if I'm getting my money's worth, as the games I love usually contain amazing single-player experiences on their own. One part of the online subscription, which I don't completely understand, and I would appreciate your explanation in the comment section below, is how certain games like Fortnite can be played without a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. One explanation I found was that these games offer in-app purchases, which Nintendo gets a cut of, or that these companies own private servers to host the games. So, why do I need to pay for Nintendo Switch Online to play Minecraft with my friends who can do it for free on mobile and PC?
Does Nintendo own the Minecraft servers now? Quack quack.